Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to talk about my Stamwarden Rotation for PvP. So this is with the Nature's Gatekeeper build, which if you're curious about it, the link is under the description and will be linked at the end of this video. So basically I'm going to talk about how to go offensively and how to go defensively and how to play when you get pressured a lot, you know. I played it for a long time now, and with the current scores I achieved quite easily now. Almost every round it goes really well. I feel confident enough with this build. I feel like I mastered it after a couple of weeks. I mean, it went really well in the beginning as well directly, but I really want to master it. So let's get started, shall we? Here are a few screenshots of the scores, and then we get started with number 1, attacks rotation. Okay, so here I'm showing this clip. You see in the middle of all the chaos, I finish off someone, then I prepare my full attack, and I just nuke him down, you know. My friend just got the killing blow, but I did all the DPS there. So let's slow this one down a little bit and show what I'm doing, okay? First of all, I'm killing off this guy real quick. And this also gives me some combat frenzy, and my ultimate generation is just sick with this build. So what I'm doing here is I'm swapping back, buff myself up. Then I see the sorcerer. And what you want to do, the attack rotation, is a subterranean assault. Then you weapon swap to your 200. Send in the kamikaze bird, and then you crit rush in yourself. After that you either execute, but in this case I have my Dawnbreaker ready, so I and the mage cancel. Boom. You saw his health. Well, my friend just really did a light attack, or he had a sword execute on it. I have no idea. But nevertheless, that's the attack rotation. Subterranean assault, cliff diver, crit rush in, try to land a wrecking blow or an execute then, and boom. He is fucking wrecked. So in open world PvP or in battlegrounds, it can acquire that your teammates either die or they are just absolute garbage, you know, whatever. So the next part we are going to talk about is how to deal with pressure, you know, because this specific build I'm running, you know, even though it has some insane burst and good sustain, it's not super tanky. So I'm going to talk about how you deal with getting focused by several opponents, how you get out alive from that. So here I'm getting focused by several people. There is one in the back as well hitting me. And what I always try to do is, you always want to keep moving around. But at the same time, I'm getting my shimmering shield up and doing light attacks. Why? Well, the reason for that is this build has some good healing with the figure, but not some major healing, you know. And we can buff our defense up, but we can't really buff our healing. Apart from the healing ult, which is so incredibly strong. So what you want to do is you constantly want to be light attacking, constantly weaving, so you keep the light attack ultimate generation. That combined with the shimmering shield, which gives us 3 ultimate generation every 1.5 seconds for 6 seconds, is 12 ultimate generation points per 6 seconds. Let's move on. In ultimate regeneration. By the time your health recon ult ran out, you already have a charge for 60 or 70% again. Overall, when I place the healing ulti and the healing of the ult is sufficient, I try to do some heavy attacks to get my stamina back up, so I have some good resources for when the ult ran out and I'm getting pressured again. So what you basically want to do is good ultimate generation, place down the healing ultimate, do heavy attacks to get your resource back up, and then possibly fight or redo the whole round, basically. Replace the ultimate again and keep yourself healing again, etc. Now, I'm not saying you never die with this build, not at all. You know, it's not a super tanky build, but it's just how I rotate to survive quite a lot of attacks. If I didn't do this, I would die a lot and a lot more. So that's why I'm saying this real quick. It's not an insane imbat tank that will survive all damage. No, not at all. Okay. So in the rest of the fights, basically you just want to stay buffed up, you know. Keep the bull niche up and keep your defenses up. Use the subterranean assault, so now and then every 10 seconds is recommendable, because it will apply major fracture to your enemy, which will make it easier to kill him. After that, what you can do is send in a bird, you know, and just keep yourself alive. Make a lot of use of the crit rush as well. The crit rush with this build is really insane. It's so cheap to spam and it's just really easy. It will always land. What you can do is send in a bird so now and then, but overall when people are putting away from you, just spam crit rush, you know. It's cheesy, it's cheap, but it works. It does it work, and that's what it is about. If they get really low, well, of course, obviously execute them, or light attack execute. Works insanely well. So again, just make sure you always keep your busts up before you go in. Then a subterranean assault, cliff diver in, and crit rush in. After that, what you can do when you are fighting people 1 vs 1, what I also like to do is, for example, a cliff diver, try to land a dizzying swing, and when they get knocked back from the dizzying swing, while that happens, you walk a little bit backwards and then you do your crit rush. Why? The damage of the crit rush is increased based on the distance traveled. So the bigger the distance you can make, the better. Don't wait too long with it, however, because then they will already be CC breaking. So just at the moment, you know, the dizzying swing is almost fully charged, you know, you walk backwards and then you do your crit rush in, possibly quickly a light attack with the Viper and then an execute. If he stays alive, well, just keep your figure up, keep shimmering shield up for your ult generation combined with light attacks in case you suddenly get pressured a lot, and it will also charge your Dawnbreaker in the meantime. And after that you can go offensive with subterranean always first. It's a must to place a subterranean assault on your enemy. It's first of all a nice overtime damage, you know, it will pop up after a while, so you can really time it nicely with the other abilities. But the major fracture is so important, which decreases enemy cycle and spell resistance by 5.3k for 10 seconds. It's also, once again, it's really cheap, does a lot of damage, and does a lot of AoE damage as well. If you're fighting a lot of enemy peoples, you want to just keep using the subterranean assault. Once it popped up, recast the subterranean assault, etc, etc. So that's pretty much how I play this Warden. If you are now curious about this build, link will be at the right bottom of this video, will be a link to this. It's also written down on my website, www.getthgaming.com, and I'm also live streaming it on www.twitch.tv/getth. No, that's not meant sexually. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. Bye bye, and I'll see you in Tamriel. Ruben out.